Canadian mortgage delinquency rate is starting to really rise.
Yeah.
And they are talking about it going up 11 basis points for 2023, which means that a lot of people are going to be having some trouble.
So decline's going to go by 11%? Like it's an
Yeah,
increase?
yeah, the delinquencies, people, the amount of people that cannot afford to keep their mortgage, which is kind of sad because,
Not 11%, 11 basis points we're talking.
you know, like the thing that's sad about it to me is that some of these people have struggled and struggled to get in the market, and now they're going to lose maybe their house, which means, you know, some of them have saved up to 100,000 to put deposits
Or
down,
200.
and it's kind of gone if they got to get out of their house, right?
Oh, go
I was going to say, and the thing is, with some of these people too, like if it's a person who like just barely got in and they have to go with like say a B lender, sometimes you go with a B lender for like a year. Like if you got in a year ago with a B lender, you're paying those whatever ridiculous rates, get your credit better. Your credit's better now, and now you're probably paying the same thing you're paying with the B lender.
Yeah, and you were hoping to,
yeah.
downsize your mortgage a bit in a year, but yeah, so it's not.
or entrepreneurs who, you know, with this new way of running Canada, you know, where you're bankrupting restaurants and bankrupting certain industries and propping up other industries. So those people then became wealthy. They upgraded their lives. And now reality is about to set in. Their lives are going to go back to the way it was pre-pandemic, and they're going to lose everything that they gained in that short period of time. Yeah, it really is quite sad. You know, one thing that I did learn over the week is that there are a whole host of Canadians who support this move.
What move?
Yeah.
The increasing of the interest rates.
What?
Yeah, no, there's a whole host. There's two camps, and I didn't, you know, there's two camps, two distinct camps, right?
Before you go on, did you just what's what I'm looking for? Did you poll people who work with Tim Macklem?
No. Cute, but no. You know, the people who have worked their whole lives and have saved and you know, they didn't move very quickly, they moved very slowly, they moved at the speed of cash. And so those people who have, who were cash rich, and they didn't bother with the quick asset building and all those techniques that we are taught in modern day financing, that classic group, which is a good portion of Canadians, need for inflation to be protected, to rise at a very reasonable rate. Because remember, right now, I'm not going to say our government's lying to us, but I don't believe there's one Canadian that actually believes that our inflation rate is 6.2 or 6.8 or any of that. We all think it's 20 to 30%. So what that means is somebody who had $1 million in cash last year, their $1 million will only buy $800,000 worth of goods this year. So in essence, they've lost $200,000. And if the government were to allow inflation to continue at that rate, their money would dwindle down to, you know, unfair numbers. And so those people are very much in favor of doing whatever the hell you got to do to bring this down, and raising up interest rates means very little to them because they're cash rich, right? And so this environment actually benefits them. So imagine, you know, most people right now who only have, you know, $100,000, let's say, to go out and buy a home, and you know, they were hoping on buying $1 million home. Well, the $1 million home now is only $700,000, and so they put $100,000 so they can have a $600,000 mortgage. Well, their mortgage is actually costing them, if they went with a variable mortgage, their mortgage is actually costing them more now than it was costing them at the $1 million purchase price back in February. So those people aren't winning, but the cash person who has $700,000 cash or $600,000 cash or whatever to go and buy that home is not affected by that. So they're not paying more for the home, they're paying substantially less. So that's why there is a camp out there, and a large camp, that actually likes this environment, supports this environment. The thing that I'm sure that they don't like was the quantitative easing process that the government did, because that really is just taking money from Canadians. How it takes money from Canadians is that the government, well, spends a bunch of money, creates debt, and they turn that debt into a bond. The fact that they're spending a bunch of money and turning it into a bond is going to cause inflation anyways. But move on to that. That's one negative side effect that nobody really likes. Then they take these bonds, and because the market probably won't buy them, there's just way too many of them, they consider them junk bonds at that point. The market probably wouldn't buy them. The Bank of Canada says to the banks, hey, if you buy this, we'll buy it off of you. So they go, oh, let's do it. So then they're buying this debt and then giving it to the Bank of Canada and making a profit on that exchange. So, through this auction, special auction that they have. And then, so now they even get another bonus, because as the interest rates go up, they make interest, more interest on those bonds, on that money. And so, and that's why the Bank of Canada is losing so big right now. That's why they've lost $500 million the last quarter, is because they're paying the difference in what that bond was worth when they bought it versus what it's worth now in terms of paying the interest rate. And all these little things where the government, remember there's three things in here. The government does extra debt spending, which raises inflation. That's one thing you don't like. The second thing is that through quantitative easing, they move the bond from the government to the banks to the Bank of Canada, and there's money that's exchanged there. The banks are making money there, so that's a second problem with this quantitative easing process. And then the third problem is that now that they raise the rates, the Bank of Canada is paying the difference in what the rates were at the beginning versus what they are now, which is why they're losing money. Where's that money that they're losing going to? To the banks. So who's got to pay that back? The taxpayers. And those are the three ways in which even all of us can come together. The people who are being hurt by it, maybe bought a home at the wrong time, overextended themselves, they're being hurt. They don't like that process, and neither do the cash buyers. So that's the only way that they're on board together. But the cash buyers actually like this process. Thank you for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it. And please let us know your thoughts in the comments, as well as any questions you may have. We're live most Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure to tune in. If you're interested in learning more about real estate, click the link in the description to sign up, and we'll send you a series of educational videos all about real estate. Thank you again for watching, and remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon so you can stay up to date on all our future uploads.